Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to OAF Discussions. I'm Kid Swift.
This is Thoroughbred Webb.
We have been gone for a while. We did an episode, what was that, 2 weeks ago? We
Probably.
did an audio episode with dying light footage about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we are finally back with a video.
Weather is beautiful now.
Yeah, thank God. That was the biggest thing. We kept getting snowed in at our houses, so we kept just recording audio. And then I didn't have the light, so I was like, screw it, we'll just do audio and I'll just play some dying light and then we'll just layer it over there and do whatever. But yeah, it's finally nice and sunny and 5 degrees now here where we're at. So yeah, all our West Coast listeners, you guys have probably been used to this. Anybody else who's in any Arctic conditions, hopefully your time will come.
Keep your head up.
Right, yeah, keep your head up. Hopefully this will get you through the whatever snow. I heard this week there was some town and there was some small French village that got 100 inches of snow in 18 hours. It was ridiculous. I was like, did it literally just fall in a big white block, just boom, it just hit the ground? I'm like, I can't even imagine that much. That's 100 inches. How many feet what is that?
That's what I was trying to do the math on. That's over 8 feet. I know that.
Good Lord.
No.
Wait.
Yeah, it's over 8 feet.
48. That's right, it is.
8 feet 4 inches.
Wow. That's stupid.
That's a calculator just to
That's
confirm.
so stupid. It's literally 2 feet taller than me, over 2 feet taller than me. That's dumb. It's way
bigger
too
than
much snow.
a shack.
Big Show.
Oh my God, that much snow. You got how much snow you got, Big Show? How much snow you got, Shaq? Shaq snow.
How much snow you moving?
right. How much snow you moving? Just turns into a drug thing. Wait a minute, this doesn't sound right at all.
Thanks, Jeezy.
Right? Yeah, thanks, Snowman. But that's Atlanta. They don't get that much snow.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, welcome back. A lot of stuff has happened in the past, I guess 2 weeks since we last recorded. A lot of comic book stuff has happened. Comic-Con's coming up this week here in Lexington, in Kentucky. So we're gonna try to cover that as best we can for you guys. I know it's a local thing, obviously, but any comic convention stuff that we love, we're gonna try to cover and bring it to you guys. And there's been a bunch of comic news and a bunch of gaming stuff. PAX East and GDC were last week. Kind of the first two quote-unquote big conventions. GDC not so much of the year, but yeah, so all kinds of craziness. I think we're gonna start off with the actually I want to start off with what I told you, what I hinted at. So apparently what I hinted at, and then we'll go from
Okay.
there.
Yeah, there was two bits of news that you were going to talk about.
Yeah, the first one was what was it?
Oh yeah, Uncharted 4 got delayed. Got pushed
first
back.
and foremost, if you guys don't know, you guys might know by the time you watch this, but Uncharted 4 has been delayed. A lot of people thought it was going to happen because all the trouble they had at the beginning of last year in development-wise, a lot of people changing positions and everything, and everybody was thinking there's no way with all this internal kind of movement that they would be able to pull off getting that game out by this fall 2015. But they said they were going to do it. They had every intention to do it, I think, initially. With the last big preview at the PlayStation Experience, seemed like they were ready to go. And basically today they released a statement, today being Wednesday when we're recording this. They released a statement and said this game is a lot more ambitious than we initially saw. Not initially intended, they were just gonna half-ass it, and then they're maybe we should do it better. I think they legitimately are trying to make sure it's to quality of any other Naughty Dog game, because they know how much we expect from any Naughty Dog game now with The Last of Us and every other Uncharted and all these other games. They're not gonna release a half-ass game.
Crash Bandicoot.
Right, Crash Bandicoot, man, for all the classics. They're not gonna release a half-ass game. So after last fall's kind of gaming, I guess you could say, mess with all the online portions not working and the glitches and the weird updates that had to be done and all that stuff with stuff like Assassin's Creed and everything, I'm all for delays. As much as I wanted to play that game this fall, if you need more time, God, take more time, because I would not want you to charge anybody $60 and then release a game and it not work.
Right.
Because that's just it's no longer acceptable.
Because that's what happened with Mortal Kombat got pushed back.
Yep.
Arkham Knight got pushed back.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Arkham Knight got pushed back. Oh, that's another big thing. Yeah, we definitely got to talk about that.
Yeah.
I already know what you was going to say. Yeah, like, and as like a lot of the people I listen to, special Greg and Colin on Kind of Funny Games now, no longer with IGN. They always say, like, speak with your wallet. Like, if you're going to complain about something or say you don't like the way somebody's doing something, don't buy it. That's a big thing. So, I mean, I think it goes for anything. So, I would rather them, I think they understand that, like, with a bunch of, like, the issues that happened with, like, the Halo Master Chief Collection and all this other stuff, as far as, like, portions of the game not working. Even with the Grand Theft Auto 5, with the heists. The heists were supposed to come out at launch. They couldn't do it. They delayed them. They actually just released yesterday, but they just started working today because they had issues again. I'm fine with delays. So get that game right. Get us Uncharted 4. They're saying spring 2016, so we got a little bit more of a wait. Probably a little bit over a year, I would say. But yeah, take your freaking time. I think everybody will agree with that.
Right.
But yeah, the other thing, like you were saying, with Arkham Knight. So if you guys haven't heard, Arkham Knight is rated M.
Yes.
And it is
for mature.
Yeah, for mature.
Meaning you're supposed to be, I don't know if they enforce that for real.
17
supposed to be
plus?
17 and up in order to purchase the game.
So must be up if it's 18 or not.
This is a big step up from being rated teen for the past.
It is the first Batman, well, besides the comics, obviously. It's the first Batman, I guess you could say, property that's been rated mature or adult, not adult. You don't want to go that far.
Yeah.
Mature or like basically where you have to be 17 or older, because all the movies were PG-13.
Yep. I mean, unless you want to go along with Frank Miller's Batman. Good Lord.
Oh man,
that was clearly mature.
But yeah, like you said, like with the comics and stuff, obviously, if you've read those, God, I mean, they go crazy.
And from what it seemed like, it was like the creators were kind of like, well, we weren't really trying to go with the rated M game, but just shit happened, It's
right?
Like,
yeah.
It's like this is way we kind of had an idea going into the story, and then once we sit there and finish the product and sit there and send it off to ESRB.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Once we sent it off to them, they sit there and rated it M, and I was like, well, in order for us to knock it down to a rated T, we'd have to sit there and take away from the story too much, and we don't want to sit there and compromise that. So, I mean, it happens,
right?
So,
and I don't think it's like, I don't believe it's like blatant or like here's a boob just for like 10 minutes of the game.
There's Batman snorting coke right before a mission,
right? Yeah, I don't think it's something like that, or like Batman just dropping the F-bomb for no reason every time he crashes the Batmobile. Like, I don't think it's going to be the case. I think it's going to be something like you said, it's going to be something pivotal to the story that they could not get rid of or they didn't want to get rid of. Like, obviously, if you don't know the kind of like where the story is, Scarecrow's trying to like basically fuck up Gotham. And I think it's probably one of the things it probably came from is there's probably some
scary images
or some gruesome scene where you see Scarecrow just like with whatever his diabolical plan is, wiping out civilians, and you see them like getting like killed, shot, whatever happens. I feel like that's probably part of it. There's probably more, but I feel like that's probably in there somewhere, that like Scarecrow, like when he starts like getting his plan in motion, I feel like there's gonna be like some gruesome stuff that on the bad guy's side that we're gonna see. But it's so funny because like one of the things that everybody's been talking about, the M rating since it's been announced, is we've watched him like snap spines and like like close up on bones breaking and like throwing people off roofs and stuff. And it's like somebody made the reference, like if Batman was kind of like Lenny from what was that movie where the big dumb guy and then the small
Of Mice and Men?
Yeah, of Mice and Men. Basically, like, he doesn't know that he's hurting these people like this. He's just like, oh, I think he's okay. But he's, like, throwing them off the roof and stuff. And then he doesn't realize that he's got, like, this crazy strength and that he's been killing people all these years.
And that's same. Yeah. Well, he has been killing. Like, don't let the fans fool you. Batman has killed people in the comics. Yeah. He has killed people.
Yeah,
especially when he first started out.
Yeah,
he had a fucking gun at one point.
Yeah,
and didn't abandon that until like issues later or something like
right,
that.
Yeah.
He sit there and not accident. Well, I say accidentally, but I don't think he made any attempt to not do it, where he sit there and strangled a mutated handicapped person.
Right, yeah. Right, yeah.
So, yeah, we're kind of, there's Of Mice and Men right there.
That's right, yeah.
So,
strong hug.
He, what was it, KG, there was this dude named KG Beast, where he just kind of let this dude, he sit there and locked him in this almost airtight, it probably was an airtight room.
Right.
And I don't even know if he told the cops where he was.
So he just left him. Like, so that's like borderline torture and killing at the same time. Yeah.
There was another scene where he was fighting somebody in a junkyard. There we go. And I can't remember if it was his fault, but a stack of cars, as you see in junkyards and stuff, just happens to fall on the drug dealer that he was fighting and stuff like that.
Right. So it's like, come on, man.
He was like, some of these, this looks a little orchestrated. Batman's borderline Saw at this point in time. It's just orchestrating accidents. There we go.
Right, yeah.
Air quotes.
Right.
But now back to, damn, I went way off topic. But
it works.
As you notice, as far as with Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then Arkham Origins, and then Arkham Knight. So hopefully this will be the last chapter. But as you notice, things escalated. Violence-wise, also. Yeah. I never messed with Arkham Origins. I gave the game to my brother, let him play it.
Right.
I haven't heard his opinion on it.
I heard mixed reviews. Yeah. A lot of people skipped it.
So I sit there and I just went ahead and just watched the movie.
Where
they just add the cutscenes and a little bit of gameplay in there.
Right. Yeah.
Where it's like the movie.
Yeah.
And you can tell that they were stepping up as far as how violence goes, especially with characters like Joker.
Right. Yeah.
He straight up kills a dude, and it threw me off a little bit. Yeah. I mean, Joker kills people,
right?
But just the way he did it, I was like, whoa, shit!
It's like, wait a minute, like, whoa.
It's like and then like the fact that they just showed the dude get killed like he did,
right? Yeah.
I was, and then they showed
it's funny.
Arkham Origins, Bane sitting there snapping people's necks. This chick breaking people's necks and stuff like that. So you could tell that they were things were starting to kind of get darker and darker as the series went along.
Right.
And I guess it's kind of fitting that this is being the last chapter that, seeing as how there might have been some folks that have grown up with the Arkham series.
That is true. I mean, when was the first one?
This is kind of like maturing.
When was the first one?
When was the first Arkham?
When was the year the first one? So I'm trying to think just how much I've aged. I know it's probably...
That's a good question. Arkham is shit.
God, I wonder what.
Arkham Asylum. Go, Google, go. Fly.
Right, Google, fly. Away.
Go, web, go. Right. 2009, according to IMDb.
So really? 6 years. That's weird. That works.
Well, shout out to IMDb.
6 years. So I couldn't even drink when this when this game series started. I was 20 years old. That's 6 years.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, even if somebody was 12 when they paid the first one, they're 18 now, so they've got it. They're good. All right, cool. I'm 18 now. I can play it. I can keep going with the series. So, that's very true. If some people have grown up with it, even if somebody was 10 when they played the first one, now they're going to be 16. That's still, most of the time, you can usually, depending on the parents, probably can get away with it. And that was another point that people made, is a lot of parents, like, if this is an M-rated game, obviously you're supposed to be 17. But on the other hand, a lot of kids that are younger, a lot of moms or dads or whatever that are buying this game for their kids are not going to associate Batman immediately with being mature. So a lot of younger kids will probably get this game like, hey, Mom, I just want this Batman game. So they're probably like, oh, it's just superheroes. It's just stupid superheroes. So they're going to get it. So a lot of kids will probably still get this game even if it is rated mature. Now, obviously, there'll be some parents that are like, well, wait a minute. Or there'll be GameStop employees or whatever that'll tell them, like, hey, just so you know, this game is for, like, older kids. But if somebody just picks it up at Walmart or something like that, a lot of kids will probably still get the game because a lot of parents will not associate Batman with being a game or movie or property where people are getting their necks broken or getting stabbed or shot or stuff like that. They're just like, oh, he's just a superhero, whatever. So, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it is. Because
if it'll hurt sales.
That's
like, will that hurt sales?
That's the only thing I see. That's the only takeaway I can see from this.
Right.
Well, actually, there's two. There's two things I can sit there and there's two negatives that could come from this.
Yeah.
One, obviously, being sales.
Right.
Because you're cutting out.
That's a nice little chunk.
A nice chunk of children.
Yeah.
And parents that are not, or not even parents, but adults that don't want excessive mature stuff.
Absolutely.
Like,
if they have kids.
You know what? I like to play a game. I don't need titties, or I don't need guns, this, that, and the other.
That's true.
Well, that's kind of hard to say with Batman because he fights people with guns, but you know what I'm saying.
Right, yeah. Just in general.
So that's the one negative as far as the sales. Second thing I see being taken away from this is the fact that hopefully it's not in a direction where they're trying to push the envelope. There's like, oh, we got to make it dark and gritty. We got to make it dark and gritty.
Yeah.
Which is something that a lot of the internet's been complaining about with DC lately. And at the same time, it's kind of cool, kind of not. I mean, there's a time and a place for it. It makes sense to have dark and gritty with Batman.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't push it too far to like insane Frank Miller levels.
Yeah, no, it doesn't need to be like that, obviously. Yeah. That'd be completely unnecessary.
And at the same time, there's also a sense where there's the audience that I just have really gotten irritated with over the years. This community on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, they're not even a community. It's just like people hear this, that, and the other and shit like that. It's like that comment Alan Moore made about man children. Or I mean, he didn't straight up call them man children. You remember back in the podcast a couple episodes back where he was sitting there commenting about adults refusing to grow up because they want to sit there and see their characters in live action, their superheroes.
Yeah.
Live action in movies.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Right.
So yeah, there's kind of those that refuse to grow up, but at the same time, they want their material or they want their favorite cartoons and video games to grow up while they don't.
Absolutely.
So like, they're for wrestling.
Right.
Motherfuckers are sitting there going like, "Oh, the Attitude Era was the best part of wrestling ever."
Right.
And I used to be with that.
Yeah.
But when you look back, if you look back at old episodes and stuff, it's like some Crash TV Jerry Springer type shit.
Right. Yeah.
And at the same time, like it was edgy and it was cool at one point. But
true.
the only redeeming factor about the Attitude Era was DX, was like the main eventers, DX, Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind, Undertaker.
Absolutely.
But like once you take those main eventers or those big stars out of the equation, I mean you still had a pretty stacked like
roster in general.
Yeah, you still had a pretty stacked roster.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it just was not. It wasn't really that endearing when you look back at it. It was like, it was just like, remember Katie Vick's story where the dude sit there fucked a corpse.
I forgot about that.
Mark Henry, fucking Mae Young.
Oh
my God, Birth in a Hand.
That whole storyline.
What was it? GTV.
Jesus Christ.
Where they were sitting there showing behind the cameras and stuff like that with fucking Val Venus.
Oh man, that whole Val Venus thing. Jesus, man.
When Kai and Tai was supposed to cut off Val Venus's penis. I still remember that. I didn't even have to look back on that. That just always stuck with me.
It's so funny because I always thought about Val Venus, and this is funny. This is kind of getting out. It's not really getting off topic because this is whatever. It's a conversational podcast. Deal with it. But the Val Venus and Goldust were the creepiest motherfuckers in wrestling to me. That was the way it was to me. It was so funny thinking about that now.
So you had Val Venus at the same level as Goldust though?
No. Val Venus was creepy sexually. Goldust was creepy like him from Powerpuff Girls.
Wait, what?
Like him from
the
Powerpuff
devil,
Girls.
like the devil.
Like that real eccentric. Like, whoa, this is like. And when you look back at that, like,
I forgot that name was him.
Yeah, when you look back at him, that was a creepy transvestite character in a kids show that was intended for like
some type of trans person. Because
transgender.
I know there's gonna be some
transgenders. Yeah,
you mean trans?
Yeah, I apologize.
So, fuck that. Anyway.
But yeah, like if you think about that, like man, like when people say, "Oh, our cartoons were like a lot more," there was a lot of adult stuff hidden in there, man. Yeah, when you look at like that character was way ahead of its time. Like that's insane.
That wasn't really our cartoons though. I mean, like we were kind of,
we were a little bit older. then at that point.
Middle school going into high school?
Yeah, basically.
Give or take?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was funny because, like, I always, for some reason, every time him was on Powerpuff Girls, I always thought of Marilyn Manson. I don't know why.
I can see that.
That was what I felt like pop culturally they were trying to make was like a Marilyn Manson, like, bad guy, basically. Because I remember for the longest, I didn't know Marilyn Manson was either a dude or a girl. I remember that was like a big thing back in like when we were younger.
It's like, what is he?
Right, yeah.
So what are they?
Have a penis? I need to know. It's weird, man. It's crazy. Like you were saying.
I say that to say this. You know, with wrestling,
yeah, let me segue
there was wrestling Attitude Era. Yep. And there was with cartoons, everybody's pissed off that Teen Titans and Spider-Man and Avengers and Hulk and shit like that. Those cartoons are too kiddie.
Right.
What the fuck do you think cartoons are for?
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, I get it. There's some cartoons that are meant for adults.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Go to those fucking cartoons.
Yeah, definitely.
Watch those cartoons. Spawn from HBO and shit like that. You know, that was clearly meant for adults.
Pretty much every anime.
Not everything has to cater to a certain audience.
That's very
point blank period. So I mean, like Teen Titans Go. If you watch it too much, if you watch it back to back to back, that shit gets annoying as hell.
Yeah.
But there's some parts like I'll watch it every now and then, or it comes on when I wake up, and I'll sit there going like, you know, this is kind of funny. Yeah, one episode's enough. I'm sorry. Yeah, see y'all tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, at the same time, just funny. There's certain products, there's certain genres, mediums, this, that, and the other, for a certain audience.
Yeah.
You know, just because you've grown up, the fact that you've grown up, you should let your favorite cartoons go, or let your favorite
let it be
TV shows go.
Generation.
Pass on to the next generation.
Absolutely.
Let it cater to that generation.
Let it affect somebody else like it did you.
Yeah, basically. Inspire them, this, that, and the other. So, and you know, and the fact that, you know, it's like, the one thing that also bothers me with cartoons is like, oh man, cartoons are shit nowadays. Well, nobody talks shit about Adventure Time, but anyway.
Yeah, that's like what everybody loves.
Yeah, Gumball, Teen Titans Go, Uncle Grandpa. Now I will say, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Uncle Grandpa.
I haven't watched that.
It's
weird.
It is. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Is it like 7-ounce mouse weird, like on adult?
No.
Okay.
It's not.
All right, it's not disturbing.
No, it's not disturbing. It's just like it's just off the wall. It's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Like when you're watching it.
Yeah.
It's just like it pisses you off. You don't understand what's going on sometimes.
Yeah, it's one of those.
I mean, but yeah, it's one of those type of cartoons.
Right. I understand.
And you'll sit there and have people go like, "Oh, cartoons are shit nowadays.
Yeah.
This generation sucks." Motherfucker. Our generation is making those cartoons.
Right.
You realize that, right?
It's literally the people that watch the cartoons that you love are making these cartoons.
Yeah. It's our generation that is making those cartoons when you think about it.
Yeah. That's funny.
Exactly. It's like hilarious. The people that, like, when it's like, oh, good cartoons like G.I. Joe, or good cartoons like Transformers, and it's like, motherfucker, that was a generation way back there that made the cartoons that you love, which you you know.
And it's funny to think about because I've thought about that. I've never thought about that in the way of like TV shows and animation. Like that is literally what is happening.
Yeah.
But I've thought about that like as far as along the lines of gaming, like conversations, because like when people like criticize games and stuff like that, or directly criticize developers, which I think is completely insane because you never could even come close to what most of these people do.
Right.
And I know I can't. But it's like, you're like, oh, games are so awesome. Like back when we were like playing Super Nintendo and stuff. Like you got to think the person that's making whatever X game now, whatever game it is, not literally X game, but insert game title here, noun that you may hate, probably loved Mega Man 1 or Super Mario or all these games back then. They were playing the same shit.
16-bit, 32-bit.
Yeah, right. They were playing the same thing. Like they probably loved that same game. Like the person, like your favorite game of all time might have been like Conker's Bad Fur Day on N64. And the guy that's making this game you hate, if you're like, you hate Call of Duty, probably one of the programs, that was probably one of their favorite games too.
You know, that's wild,
it's crazy when you think about it.
It's wild because, like, hell, if you go back as far as 1992, Sega Genesis was out. Nintendo, you know, this was around the time where it was like we were transitioning from 8-bit to 16-bit. Like, well, it was probably late. It was probably like late 90s.
I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was probably like late 80s, early 90s, where we transitioned from 8-bit to 16-bit.
Oh my God.
Bits.
It's literally, that's what a lot of people still don't make.
And look at games now where you gotta download it, and it's a game on a disc.
Yeah, right.
And you still gotta download game data.
Yeah.
And that's just like in the gigabytes.
Yeah.
So that's wild when
that's
like as far as how things come along.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
So long story short, get old, get used to it.
Right.
We're all gonna die.
And still enjoy. Right. Yeah. All that morbid things. You can still enjoy what you love, but enjoy it, but don't criticize somebody else's.
All we
stuff.
are is dust in the wind.
This just got real poetic. This just got real poetic. I just thought about like 3 things while we were talking about that, all comic book related. Well, one is the topic that I was going to tell you. Do you want me to go ahead and do that one, or do you want me to do like the other like 2? Well, one's directly related. Let's go ahead and do this one because it's directly related to the Batman thing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's another thing that's like it's come out and said that it's going to be mature. It's not a game, but it's a TV show. But the Luke Cage show that's coming to Netflix is going to be apparently geared towards. Basically, the quote was, "It's going to be geared towards adults." I think that makes sense, especially with that particular storyline.
And seeing as how
what do you think? I mean, as far as that goes,
it makes sense.
Yeah, right.
I mean, because Daredevil's starting off in April.
Yep.
And it's gonna obviously you can just look and tell it's gonna be in the dark and gritty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tone to it.
Yeah.
Damn, we go right back to fucking dark and gritty. Anyway,
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, there's that tone. It makes sense with Daredevil.
I think so.
I mean, he guards or safeguards Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, right.
So,
right.
It makes sense for a dark and gritty character to be the protector or guardian of a spot called Hell's Kitchen.
Right.
As far as Luke Cage, it could have went either way with him.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's at the same time he's not really as obscure as say a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Look how successful they were.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But at the same time, it's like not as many people have been checking for or knew to check for Luke Cage.
Very true.
At that level.
Right.
So you could have went either direction with it as far as like starting kind of clean slated or this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
What would have been like, I don't know what direction they're taking with it, but it would be funny as hell if it took place in modern times.
Yeah.
But it was filmed and carried out and directed like a blaxploitation series.
God bless someone.
That would be funny as hell. Like, think for those that's too young to know what blaxploitation films are.
Right.
If you've seen Black Dynamite, you got an idea where I'm going with that. Yeah. So that would be dope as hell. It takes place in modern times.
Yeah.
Like cell phones and this, that, and the other. This, that, and the other.
God,
but it's shown like almost exactly the blaxploitation.
Yeah.
Almost like maybe that saturation level.
That's what I'm about to say. Yeah.
Maybe even that a little bit. And those unnecessary zoom ins.
The zoom ins, and then like the broken film, like the film burns and stuff. Oh man.
Luke Cage. You know the funny thing about him, like he talked jive.
Yeah, he did.
He did jive.
Yeah.
And looking back at it, it was like, you know what? Black people was kind of talking like that at the time.
Yeah.
But this wasn't written by black people.
No, not
Luke
at
Cage
all.
was not written by black
not
people.
At all.
So it was a white person sitting there trying to make up jive talk. It was like, thing is like, this is how they talk, right?
Right.
Am I doing this right?
Right. He's asking the one black guy.
Get the consultant.
Right. Yeah, the one black guy in the office.
Get the urban consultant. You mean my name is Tim?
Right. My name's Tim. I'm not the urban consultant. Do you like the actor that they chose?
It's old dude from the Halo series.
Yeah, he's from Nightfall, Halo Nightfall, from that
okay.
Movie series, whatever.
Yeah, I got a rep to maintain, so I cannot go by without not knowing that dude's name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Halo Nightfall. Yeah, this happens,
Right.
Cast.
Everybody.
So yeah, that's cool. He's definitely got the look for it.
Yeah, he
definitely has the look.
Man. They had a picture of
Mike Coulter is his name.
Yeah, they had a picture of like him, like in his like basically like his headshot, and then they had the picture of like Luke Cage in the background, and I'm like, man, like he's like that's pretty damn spot on as far as like who they could have chose.
Tyrese was campaigning hard.
Man.
I think as far back as like the
he
90s.
Wanted that. Yeah,
he wanted that as far back as the late 90s.
And I don't know if I wonder what could have like if he just like eventually got to the point where he's like, never mind, I'm fine. Or if like it could have been
Furious money, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, could they have even like I feel like if anybody could, I feel like Netflix has got enough fucking fun to. I mean, they pay no telling what they pay like Kevin Spacey and them on like House of Cards and like all these other shows and stuff like that. Yeah. But I wonder if it could have. I wonder if it was ever even a conversation between like Netflix and Marvel and Tyrese, or if it was ever even a conversation, or if it came down to money or what even happened. I would love to know like if that ever even like made it to a table or a meeting, and then he was just like, well, Tyrese was like, well, I kind of need this, or I'm already probably committed to the next 3 fucking Fast and Furious movies, because they said they're gonna at least do 10, right? He said they're at least gonna do 3 more. They said they're at least gonna go to 10. Jesus. Vin Diesel already said that because he owns the property now, so they said they're gonna go to 10. So he could already be etched into that. So who knows what could happen? That would have been cool. I would have liked that. But I think this guy, he's not as well known, which I like that for all these like superhero shows and movies and shit like that. To get somebody that's not as well known and kind of let them like this is your thing. And I think it works for the shows. I think it seems like for the movies they kind of have to, because it's like the shows like you're like kind of developing with this character as this character, or with this actor as this character. With the movie you've got like, as far as like in a moment you've got like an hour and a half or 2 hours. So most of the time it's like, okay, let's get somebody that somebody knows, so that way it'll draw. Okay, I don't know much about comics, but such and such is playing whatever. Like, I wonder how many of the, not even comic book fans, but just film buffs and even like kind of like the snooty stuck up like film people might come into like the comics because of Cumberbatch. Don't even do it, because I was trying not to say it weird. I was trying not to crack a joke on his name. I'm sorry. If he ever sees this podcast, he's going to punch us in the face. But about Benedict, about all the other movies he's done, like the Imitation Game and stuff, like he's really like high-end, either like really like Oscar bait movies, which I don't like calling that because it sounds negative, but I mean, that's what they are. And then all these people that might be, oh, Benedict Cumberbatch is playing a fucking superhero? Let me see what this superhero shenanigans is about. And they might like it. They might create comic book fans out of people that would never give that a chance because they feel it's like a lower level of film, because they all they watch is like Birdman and fucking Casablanca. I don't know, it's a reach. That was a big reach time-wise. Birdman had just came out in fucking Casablanca. I was going to say Citizen Kane, but I didn't want to go back to the cliche. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I think it all comes back to, like, as much as a tangent as that went off.
Right.
I think it'll be good. I think it's good for that. I wonder what the tone of the show is going to be. It's going to be interesting when we finally start to hear more. I don't want to start getting ahead of these shows, like before they come out, because like I want to because it's a lot more to take in than just like, oh, there's a new Avengers movie come out. I can still focus on the rest of the Marvel universe, because I'm just going to spend 2.5 hours with the Avengers movie, and then I'll be ready to see the Thor movie or the Black Panther movie or whatever, yada yada yada. But this, I'm like, okay, I'm going to need like a couple weeks or something to really like sit down and watch the Daredevil movie every episode and binge watch it, like that kind of stuff. So I don't like getting ahead of myself, but I just in general, I think it's a good character, like it's a good actor pick, and then also I think as far as the tone being the way they're saying it's going to be, I think it makes sense, and I think that's almost becoming the Netflix shit model. I mean, look at anything else like Netflix original, like House of Cards, like Marco Polo, like these are not. Netflix is not making kids shows. No. Like they're making stuff for that demographic, like this
like
demographic.
HBO type shit.
Exactly, yeah, which is, hey, if they're going to do that.
Well, they did try to do a kids show, Richie Rich.
Yeah.
It looked like some sweet life of Zach and Cody type shit.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And yeah, it didn't look good. And which was kind of weird is like
so goofy.
Which is kind of weird because that's not the right audience for Richie Rich.
Not at all.
Because people remember the cartoon. I'm sorry, people remember the movie.
Yep.
With Macaulay Culkin in it. It was Macaulay Culkin, wasn't it? It had to have been.
Yeah, it was. I'm thinking of Blank Check.
I was
sorry.
No.
I'm thinking of Blank Check. Sorry.
It's like, yeah, it was either Macaulay Culkin or the snooty kid from Little Rascals.
There was only two people. There was two white kid actors back then. It was Macaulay Culkin and that guy.
No, that was way more than
just playing. No, look at the whole cast of Sandlot. No, I'm just playing.
I was about to say. I was gonna say that. But anyway, and
the whole cast of Big Green.
Then there was the comics. It took the comics, then the cartoons.
Yeah, that's true.
And those were kind of like way back when, like previous generation.
Like Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, like Dennis the Menace type shit. Yeah. And so
definitely.
These little kids going, who the fuck's Rich? Well, I mean, not who the fuck is Richie Rich. They shouldn't be saying that because they're kids, but
right, yeah. Like, what did you say? Slap. What was that? Bah.
But I don't think that's going to really appeal to them.
No, not at all. I think they just like, hey, this was good back then. I think these kids might like something like that. Let's just do it again. I feel like that's the conversation that literally happened. Fucking green light it. We'll make some money off of it.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Speaking of kid shows and reboots and dark and gritty.
Oh, yes. Segue. Nice segue, because I was going to go to something else. I like that.
So did you happen to manage to catch the fan film that was Power / Rangers?
Yes.
Okay, so you've managed to catch. You've been able to watch
I've finally seen it.
Okay, cool.
And I enjoyed it.
14 minutes of
shenanigans.
Yeah, 14 minutes of an interpretation of a dark and gritty version of Power Rangers where the kids had actually been involved in an actual war rather than just an defending an invasion.
Yeah.
Child soldiers almost is what they made it seem like.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I didn't know, and then this is kind of like, it's on the same subject, but I didn't know how deep the lore, I guess is the word I'm looking for, of Power Rangers was. Like, and that's kind of like that was in that short film was kind of like pulling from a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Like even like some of the newer ones, it was pulling like lore from that stuff.
A little bit, yeah.
Shit like that. And obviously they took liberties with some things.
They took a lot of liberties.
They took a lot. They took a fuck ton of liberties. But it's still in all in all, it worked.
Yeah, it was cool.
It could have been terrible.
I mean,
that's the way I think about it.
I didn't care. I mean, it's not that I didn't care for the film. Mm-hmm. It's that, you know, this is cool for what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. That was.
I wouldn't want this to be pushed
right
for the Power Rangers to take that direction
in the movie
because that's not what. Because the same thing I just talked about with Man Children. That's not what we grew up off of.
Right. Yeah.
Just because we're grown up now doesn't mean that our favorite shows should be and forced to be mature and this, that, and the other. So that was one part that bothered me. He was like, "What? How you gonna sit there and get it?" It's like, no, don't let these people die.
Right.
So don't let them get shot, right? Yeah. Stabbed, this, that, and the other.
Like I think
so. A look like the child in me was actually hurt,
right? Yeah, like,
seeing certain scenes with this,
right? Yeah.
But at the same time, for what it was well done. It was a very well done.
Oh my god!
Film. It was very well done.
The fact that it's a fan film at that quality is enough to give it props alone.
And the fact that you could actually make James Vanderbeek a credible villain.
Oh my god.
And look like a competent sword fighter.
That was retarded.
And a martial artist at that, yeah.
Yeah, like
the fact that you were able to make James, he's Dawson from Dawson's Creek, is he not?
Yep, he
is. The fact that you were able to make Dawson's Creek look like somebody that could kick ass was.
Then he was
he played Rocky.
Yeah, he was Rocky for very short amount of time. It was like real short. It was like what, a season?
I'm sorry, no.
Wasn't
he was never
Huh?
He was never Rocky.
He wasn't Rocky. He was actually he played I think he played either the Blue Ranger or the Red Ranger for like a season back in the day.
What?
Like dead serious. Like I don't know what happened. Like something happened, but I remember them specifically like when I was listening to something else. I think it was another podcast. That's all I do is listen to podcasts.
Apparently.
But I swear that's what they said.
Yo, no,
he played like for once, even if it was like half a season or something weird, like he was in there for a second.
Yo,
like I think it was Blue Ranger for like a split second.
Fucking hold up!
I'm telling you, dude. I swear to God, I could be wrong. Somebody might be yelling at me at the comments right now.
I hope so, man.
Why can't he be the Blue Ranger?
Well, I mean, what?
Why can't he be the Blue Ranger for?
Because he wasn't. He could have. He could have been, but no. Billy has been in there since day one.
I feel like it was something. I don't know if it was something.
David Yost.
He played something.
Who played Billy from the very first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He's been there since day one. He's even gotten to the point where he now directs and produces the newer shows and shit. Like he's been doing this actually almost longer than I would say longer than Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
Who's, as you all should know, must know, will know, is Tommy, aka the green/white, at one time Black Ranger.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now,
no, he's not. He was never.
He wasn't.
No,
God, I swear they said something.
Because from '93, his first television role was Clarissa Explains It All. Y'all remember that?
Oh my God, Jesus! Wow, that's crazy.
And then he was in As the World Turns.
What?
Really?
3 episodes.
That up. Oh.
Aliens in the Family.
He was there for 2 seconds.
Whatever that is. And then Dawson's Creek from '98 till 2003, and then he just started doing some crazy.
5 years. Okay. One of the things there was a few like cool like moments that they did like in the movie.
Zach.
Like
Zach was dope as hell. Like,
yeah.
At first, I was kind of like
that first shot.
I thought they were gonna make him a joke,
right?
A joke character,
right.
as like a Billy Blanks, type character, which actually he kind of was, which made sense because I mean better than that fucking shucking and jiving that he did in the original. I love Zach. I love Walter Emmanuel Jones. Because we got the same. Oh wait, I almost gave away too much information like that.
Now you couldn't talk shit about me when I talk about.
But I didn't say it.
Liquid.
But you kept calling. But no, you kept calling out somebody else's information.
Okay,
I'm at least snitching on myself.
Right,
but no, we got the same
All right.
name. Not Walter Emmanuel Jones, but we got the same name with Emmanuel.
One of those.
So there you go.
Spoiler. Figure it out.
I just said it.
Anyway. Oh, you did? Okay.
I mean, I love his character. I love Zach.
Yeah, absolutely.
The same way I kind of felt obligated, like Kwame from Captain Planet.
Yeah,
it's like I like Wheeler, but I feel like I have to like Kwame.
What was didn't Lupe have a line?
I don't remember.
He said something like, "I hold the something like Kwame."
Hold the earth.
He said something like that. Now my head's about to explode. Like Lupe lines, like
we'll
are
get
like
to that,
like cerebral bombs.
But yeah,
Anyways.
so Zach, his character,
Christ.
was always he was a hip hop dancer.
Yep.
Like also mixed in with martial arts.
Yeah.
And so it made sense for the fan film to sit there and kind of make fun of that. Here he is, like this Billy Blanks type character with an aerobics program. And at the same time, here he was just still itching to get back into get back into doing his Power Ranger duties.
Yep.
And so here he was doing special ops and stuff.
Yeah, right.
And his fight scene was dope as hell.
Yeah, it was. That was crazy.
It threw me off. I was expecting. I was like,
too.
because of so many characters getting killed off at that point in time.
Yeah.
Or people being killed off before we could even see them.
Right. Yeah.
And like, so once Zach sit there and got into his gear, and sit there and was in whatever mission he was in, I was like, God, not right here.
Right, yeah,
please, not right here.
Right, yeah.
But he fucking killed it. It was dope as hell.
Now, when they did like the kind of like homage to when like obviously the Yellow Ranger when she passed away, the original.
Yeah.
Talking about in real life. Yeah, in real life.
She died in a car
They kind of
crash.
did that in. Did you see how they kind of did that in the? They were at that. Were they at like a funeral or something in the actual like short? And it was kind of like almost like an homage, like they had all of them there.
I gotta
like at the funeral. When you watch it, I
gotta rewatch it.
There's a part in there that like kind of is like because they even like pointed it out like on a bunch of stuff. Like that was kind of like supposed to be like a homage to like all the Power Rangers being at her funeral, like basically what it was. But yeah, I mean, like you said, for what it was. I mean, God, for somebody to pull that off as just like a quote unquote fan film, which apparently that's what this guy does. That directed it. Apparently, he's done a few like big things as far as films go, but like this has kind of like become his niche, I guess you could say. And shit, he's good at it. Especially the fact that he can get the people together.
Yeah.
That he's getting together. That's the crazy thing about it. Like that blows me away. Yeah, man.
Shout out to Joseph Kahn and Adi Shankar.
Absolutely.
I'll be damned. James Van Der Beek actually wrote a little bit of that.
Oh man.
So
Dawson.
Okay. So yeah, Power Rangers. If you haven't seen it, look it up. If
Power
it's still
Rangers.
I guess it's still online.
It was taken off,
but it got
put back up.
Okay, so it should be good. You should be able to go still watch it. So definitely go check it out if you get a chance.
I also watched the dude's other fan films.
Yeah, he's got like
several. One for Punisher, one for Venom.
The Punisher one's nuts.
That was. God.
He go.
God bless that. Like basically that. Now the Punisher thing, like as far as like we said, like don't want to push the Power Rangers into that because the Power Rangers aren't like this violent, ultra realistic thing when we were kids, obviously. So it's a little bit, we don't really want them to push that way. But on the other hand, Punisher's supposed to be that. Like, so when you see that fan film, the Punisher one, if you get a chance, that's what the fuck he's supposed to be doing. So yeah, if they did that might be all right. They could pull that off, I think.
Bring back Thomas Jane as Punisher, though.
Man, right?
For real.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
He did. It wasn't his fault that movie was terrible.
Not at all.
It was not. It wasn't Thomas Jane's fault.
No, not at all. Okay. Big thing. I don't think we got to talk about this on the show. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the rumors as far as like around Spider-Man, as far as.
Did we say that in the last episode?
I don't feel like we talked about that.
Recap. Spider-Man. Yeah, we did.
We didn't.
At some point, yeah.
We talked about Miles.
Was it on the audio?
We talked about Miles last episode.
No, Miles was. No, we talked about that at your daughter's birthday.
That's what I thought. We didn't talk about it on the show though.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
So okay.
Rumor has it. It's rumor mill. We're in the rumor mill now.
Well, as far as the
next
recap,
two topics are rumor mill.
As far as a recap,
yeah,
Spider-Man is now officially going to be involved and included in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Which we did talk about that. We talked about that.
We talked about that, yeah.
But we didn't talk about what
there was rumors as to which Spider-Man was going to be involved. And
it was on. I can't remember what it was. It was a semi-credible source that said this. It was somebody who was like inside, like close to Marvel, basically was on a show, and basically she pretty much said the next Spider-Man is not gonna be white. Was along the lines of what she said. As far as like she was saying, the people at Marvel are thinking in this direction that the next Spider-Man, as far as like in the cinematic universe, is not going to be white. So obviously,
well, there's two non-white Spider-Man that I can think of off the top of my head.
But due to the popularity of Miles Morales, a lot of people are thinking that could that be the direction that Marvel is going to go in? Could we have Miles Morales, like basically his version of Spider-Man in the cinematic universe in this? I don't know. Now they started throwing out every freaking like light-skinned, mixed-looking young black kid that they could, as far as the actors go. There were a few from Disney Channel. There was the light-skinned kid from the son from Blackish, yeah. He was on there. There was a few others. I can't remember their names. There was a couple of newer kids that I haven't really got a chance to like see any of their other stuff. Right. But funny, on a kind of like another side note, as far as like just like talking about Spider-Man in general, apparently the young cat from Bates Motel wants to play Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Apparently. So, I mean, that's obviously going on different than what we were talking about.
The Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Yeah, Peter Parker.
So, no, I want to be Miles Morales. We can't do blackface, dude. No.
Right. You are not.
We can't do blackface.
Right, yeah.
So I just grab some charcoal, just rub it up. No.
He said, what are you doing? Oh, God, get him out of here. But it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. I don't believe that's going to happen.
I don't either.
I don't believe Miles Morales is going to be the first Spider-Man included in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Simply because do you understand how much of a shitstorm there was when Miles Morales was even created in the comics?
Yeah, when he was initially created, it was.
It's like no, that can't happen.
Right? Yeah.
No, there's only one true Spider-Man. No, no.
People went batshit crazy.
Yeah, and the fact that it wasn't even he's half black, half Hispanic.
Yeah.
So that pissed off anybody from any type of angle.
It was just a big fuck you to anybody who has any problems with any other race. It was just like, hey,
why don't we just make Black Panther white? Really?
It's like, what are you doing? You're just reaching now. Jesus Christ. To make him from South Africa? Okay, yeah, it works. Funny. It's like,
but get out of here. I mean, so. And just so there's that, and then there's going to be the shitstorm that's going to come about once or if Miles Morales actually gets any type of play in the movies. But as far as being the first time Spider-Man's in there, I'm going
to say it like, I don't want to say it like this, but I'm going to, just because I like to just stir the pot every once in a while. I don't think they have the balls to do it.
I was actually going to say that, though.
Like, straight up. I'm going to say that. And it's funny because there's no other argument against it besides them just not having the balls to do it. Because it's one of the, like, as far as, like, Spider-Man, like, comic series, it's one of the most popular ones ever.
people liked the shit. Even after all the uproar and people getting mad about him being black and Hispanic being mixed, whatever, being not Peter Parker, whatever you want to say, it's a popular ass comic. People enjoy it, so there's a support behind the character.
Yeah,
but I don't think they have the balls to do it. People would throw everything possible as far as like storyline stuff. Not even just talking about a race, but people would throw everything because like Miles Morales, obviously, the Miles Morales Spider-Man was not there during the Civil War storyline. Right. He was not there during like all this other stuff. So a lot of people would throw all that crap in. And then the funny thing that I saw that happened like immediately when that was kind of like first rumored was like a lot of people, I guess, in their just general mentality was thinking like, okay, if we can't get Spider-Man, then pretty much Black Panther will kind of fill that void of that main missing piece, because Spider-Man is such a huge part of that Civil War storyline. So we'll just have Black Panther. He'll kind of fill that space. He'll fill in any of those story points. So then when they started thinking about that, and then also thinking about Miles Morales, they was like, oh, so this, basically it was like this black character is going to kind of move this black character out of the way and be like, okay, Black Panther, we'll need you, but not as much. You'll be all right. Because they automatically started, one of the big things, obviously, that we talked about last, I think it was either last episode or the episode before that, was one of the deals was Marvel had to move around dates and shit, and this pushed Black Panther, I think, a little bit later.
Black Panther, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, as far as like movie-wise. So
any like diverse character.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So
fucking Doctor Strange. You know, even somebody that's kind of. You know, but anyway.
Yeah, but that was one of the things. So a lot of people thought like, oh, okay, so this is like pushing one for the other, whatever. And they're both gonna be ethnic, whatever. So I mean, that was kind of funny to see. That was like one of the first things that kind of cropped up, just in general. But I don't think, like I said before, I'll say it again. I don't think they're not gonna do it. I won't say the exact words again. They're not gonna fucking do it. They'll get somebody, who knows. One of the people that I liked that was rumored, the Bates Motel guy, I ain't really watched it. I think he could probably do it, whatever. Yeah. Fuck it. I've never really paid attention to the kid. But honestly, probably because I just recently seen this movie, The Maze Runner, but the kid from The Maze Runner, the main character, he's one of the people that's rumored.
I forgot.
And I think he would probably be the best, because I really like Andrew Garfield. I really like the way he played him.
Yeah.
He didn't play him. You could make the argument that he didn't play him right, whatever, as closely to the comics, but I don't like saying right or wrong, whatever. That just sounds pretentious. But I really like Andrew Garfield, and I think he would be the closest thing to Andrew Garfield, as shitty as that sounds on the new guy's part, whoever it ends up being. But that's kind of like where my mentality is, because I like
Maze Runner's going anywhere either.
Right? Yeah, Maze Runner still got. Fuck, that book's got like, I think it's 3 parts. So they've got to make a 2 and a 3 of that.
They got to actually, but you know, Maze Runner wasn't really that good.
Right, that's the weird thing. Right, yeah.
Movie, so
and
there's a very good chance that franchise might have died.
It might just
movie,
spittle out. Yeah. But yeah, so I think our mine and Webb's general consensus is that it's not gonna happen.
No.
Okay, now moving on. Something else that we thought.
You ain't got the guts.
Moving on, last topic, because I think we're getting close.
Yeah.
Last thing we're going to talk about. All right, so Green Lantern.
All right.
Person that's rumored for Green Lantern. This thing I wouldn't tell you because you wanted the shock value. It's not really shock value though. But is rumored. The rumor is that Chris Pine could potentially be up for the role.
For Hal Jordan?
Yes, for Hal Jordan, not.
Yes, no, not John. Well, there's 4 or 5 different Green Lanterns.
No, for Hal Jordan. Like, yeah, definitely. They clarified it was Hal Jordan storyline. It wasn't for. The headline was, I think, move over Ryan Reynolds. I'm like, that's unnecessary. Yeah. And then it was like, for
they really should have. If they were going to have Ryan Reynolds be a DC superhero, he should have been the Flash. But anyway.
Oh my God. God, we saw how he did Deadpool. I mean, shit. I saw he was going to do Deadpool. That comedic element is that. Those are 2 characters that need that comedic element.
Right.
Hal Jordan doesn't need that. Hal Jordan's the opposite of that comedic element.
No, he's dead. He's almost always dead serious.
God, man, that was a terrible idea. Now that I think about it, casting him as fucking Green Lantern. Yeah. I never thought about it like that. The actor that he is.
That's what I was always like. I always thought that before it even came out.
I never even
before
made
it
the
even
connection.
came out. I was like, wait a minute.
I never even made the connection of how deadpan hell. Well, like I don't want to say deadpan,
he's not
but how
serious.
Just serious. How Jordan normally is, and how not Ryan Reynolds normally is.
Or the characters that he plays, at least.
Yeah,
and he's not a bad actor.
No, he's not
like
a bad actor. He's
like,
a good actor.
Get past the Van Wilder roles and shit like that.
Yeah, look
and
at
he's Buried.
The one with Denzel. Oh my god. What was it?
Oh,
I love that. Was a good movie.
Safe House.
Safe House. Yeah, Safe House. Safe
okay,
House.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That's a serious role. Like he can play a fucking serious role really good.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what do you think about Chris Pine? He looks the fucking part.
He could pass.
He honestly looks like Aquaman. Aquaman that could have that we
the blonde haired.
When we thought Aquaman, not obviously the badass Aquaman that we got, which is fucking rad. I'm so excited about that. But yeah, no, that's what I was thinking when I saw it. But yeah, he looks like Hal Jordan from the comics. Now, obviously, you can't just base it off looks, but
you can see
I think it could work.
Yeah, it could.
And from just on his acting prowess too, like not even just like from he looks like the guy. Because, I mean, a lot of people can look like him, but if they can actually pull it off, like, I think he could pull it off. And this is talking about the Green Lantern. Like, this will be the Green Lantern that we're fucking dealing with.
Yeah.
For a while.
Justice League.
Yeah, for Justice League and all that stuff in his own movie again and all that crap. So, I mean, this has got to be a good pick. And then back on, like, what I was saying earlier about the difference between, like, the Netflix model of getting, like, a semi-unknown character to play a superhero and then the more big-time movie role where you get, like, these bigger actors. I think somebody like Chris Pine, somebody who either likes him as an actor because they've seen him in Star Trek or one of the other big movies he's played. Yeah. Anyways, if you liked him in that, God, I felt
you seen him in Star Trek
and all this other shit on the show. If you liked him in that, like that could draw people in once again. Hey, it's a bigger character, bigger actor. Let's draw them into this world that a lot of people that might like the actor but don't know this new world. It's kind of I'm gonna start calling it the Guardians of the Galaxy strategy, which it doesn't make sense. Well, it kind of does because Chris Pratt was probably a lot of people that knew him from Parks and Rec might not be comic book fans, but I bet you a lot of that demographic is comic book fans.
Overlap.
Yeah, overlap. Yeah. But yeah, it's basically getting rid of that line of like, hey, I like these kind of movies. I like this actor. Well, now this actor is playing in this completely different kind of movie that you normally don't fuck with. Look at what he can do now. I mean, it's the same thing. Look at fucking
because now they're trying to put Chris Pratt in every damn thing.
Right? Yeah. I know, right? Which he's at that point where I'm like, okay, he's on a roll. Yeah. Let's see what he can do with it. I'm at that point where I'm like, let's see what he can do with it. I like what he's doing.
Every big actor almost
goes to that point.
Goes through that little stride.
And I can deal with that until he like stumbles, which I don't think he will anytime soon. We'll see what happens with this Indiana Jones shit, which I don't think it's
in the Jurassic World.
Yeah, we'll see how that ends up. But I don't know. I like him. I like him as Hal Jordan, Chris Pine.
No complaints here.
Man, I think it'd be good.
Yeah, I
had to work around.
We already got a black superhero anyway, so you with Cyborg joining
Star
Justice
Trek
League.
3. You gotta think that might be the last Star Trek. I don't know.
Most likely.
God, I wonder how much they're gonna do Star Trek. I'd say they probably do 3. They might go farther. With all this director issues they had this time, this might be the last Star Trek movie. So they probably won't have to worry about scheduling issues anymore and shit like that. So, yeah, I mean, I can see it happening. We'll see. So we say I can see it happening for Chris Pine as Hal Jordan, and you don't have the balls for Miles Morales. So DC gets a thumbs up. Marvel, you don't have the balls. I don't know if that's a thumbs down. That's not really a thumbs down. It's a bad thing. Maybe you got the balls. I don't know. I don't trust you yet. Who knows? I don't know. God, I would love to see that. Just because I would like. It's another stir the pot situation.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to see it happen. It's the same thing with the Fantastic Four thing.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, I like all this Thor conundrum around. Yeah.
Or Thor, where they had Idris Elba cast as Heimdall.
Yeah. Like, I like all that crap. Like, people freaking out over race still. I'm like, get over it. It's so funny to watch and, like, see people lose their shit over something that dumb. But then at the same time, I think there's part of me that, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, please, God, let it work, because then it'll just give them more ammo if it doesn't work. That's the way I kind of was with the Fantastic Four thing. I'm like, okay, you can lose your shit all you want. And then I was kind of like, but fuck, it's a Fantastic Four movie, and the last one was not that good. Like, please don't let it work. Because even if it doesn't work on just a pure, the story was shit level, they'll find some way to blame it on that.
Nah.
Like, fuck. But anyways, I hope, like, now after seeing the Fantastic Four trailer, like we talked about before, that shit looks like it's going to be really good. Yeah. And very practical, which is a huge thing for me. Like, don't be over the top and, like, all goofy with it. Like, it doesn't
like
have to be,
Avengers?
like, eccentric. Well, I don't even think, my thing with the Avengers is, it's over the top, but in, like, a
fun way.
Yeah, it's not over the top.
Yeah, the Marvel movies
goofy.
are fun.
It's not corny.
Yeah.
I never get that corny feeling with the Marvel
the original
movies.
Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah, exactly. I got that corny feeling. Like, it doesn't give me that corny feeling. Like, Avengers, I'm like, this is badass and fucking batshit crazy at the same. There's so many colors.
Yeah.
It's like
the earlier ones with
Avengers is like Japan. It's like all over the place and crazy, but it's entertaining as far as, like, and I'm talking about, like, Tokyo, like the way Tokyo's set up. If you've ever seen, like, Tokyo, especially like the gaming district of Tokyo,
I was wondering where
it's
you were
like
going with this.
Really crazy. Like, if you've been to Tokyo, you'll know what the hell I'm talking about. Like, it's really like it's in your face and it's like a sensory overload, but you love it. But then
I was wondering where you were going.
Then, like,
it's like Asians,
right?
You know
no, God, we're just talking about race.
It's like, oh my, hold on, I got glasses on this time. I got glasses on. Do the Jeff,
right?
It's oh my God.
And then the Fantastic Four movies are like, I don't know. I can't even think of a country to compare them to. I don't know.
Stop comparing the countries.
I know.
You're gonna start wars and shit like that.
Right. We're gonna lose followers in certain countries. By the way, thanks to all the new subscribers. God, that was awesome. We jumped up like crazy. I'm gonna start doing more Let's Plays. I haven't in a while, but we were trying to get back to the show. Now that we finally thawed out here, we can actually get out our freaking houses. Yeah. So.
Well, that makes no sense, because if you were
shut up, I know it didn't make sense.
Then you would. All right.
I haven't had time. Sorry.
That's better.
Right, I know, yeah. Sorry, I didn't have time. No, but as always, guys.
Big Sean's Dark Sky Paradise album.
Okay, oh yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
at
number one.
I think it's at
number one now at one point.
Is it?
Okay. It was at one point, yeah.
So it pushed out Drake's.
There's a few. His mixtape.
Well, I think it's still classified as an album because he sold
It's an album, yeah. If it's a mixtape and I gotta pay for it, it's a fucking album.
Yeah, it's an album.
You're not fooling anybody.
Yeah, that was.
I don't care who does that shit.
That was my whole.
I don't care what artist does that shit.
Yeah.
If I gotta pay for it, it's an album. Let me. Wow, I got real angry off of that.
Mother.
Back to Big Sean's album. My favorite tracks on there: "Win Some and Lose Some" with Janae Aiko.
She always. It's funny. It's like every time she's on a song on like one of these people's albums, it always becomes like a favorite. Yeah. At least of mine, I know.
I think it's a bonus track, "Research" with Ariana Grande. That's dope as hell.
Word.
It almost sounds like there's a theme going. And I can't remember any others off top, but the one song that I absolutely love out of that whole thing is "One Man Can Change the World."
Yeah, I remember you told me about that.
Yeah,
so
it's dope as hell because he talks about his grandma on that one. It's an alright album.
Yeah.
The biggest pet peeves from it is that some of the hooks are just kind of was just half-ass. Some of the punchlines were a little lazy too. I can't remember what the hell song it was. It was he said something along the lines of "I'm all ears, so that means I'm here for you."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ears, hair like rabbit. You get it? I'm all ears. In other words, I'm here for you.
That's reaching like a motherfucker. God bless. That's reaching.
That
works. Whatever.
It took me like I sit there and listened to the album twice. It was like I'm all ears. In other words, I'm here for you.
Hair? You're like
my
hair's close to my ear.
No, hold on. The fuck did you mean, bro? In other words, I'm here for you.
You said
in other words, I'm here for you.
Right, you just saying that.
In other words, I'm here hair. Hair for you. Got it. That sucked.
You just right. You just scream out
all
hair.
this trouble.
That was bullshit.
I worked through that punchline for 30 minutes.
So funny.
That was not a good payoff.
It's so funny. Oh my god, it's hilarious.
But no, give it a listen. Give it a listen.
Yeah, check it out. Check out Big Sean's album.
Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm through too. Oh, if you're I don't even know why I'm announcing this. If you're in the Lexington area, I don't know the date, so it really doesn't matter.
You're not talking about the Comic-Con, are you?
No. Oh yeah. Comic-Con's this weekend.
Yeah.
If you're in Lexington, March 13th to the 15th, if you guys are out, we should be there. I know Webb will definitely be there. I should be there too. We're gonna try to cover it like as much as possible. So if you guys see us, say what's up.
Don't tell security.
Yeah.
If we're not supposed to be
because
recording
we're probably
anything.
gonna be like recording low key.
You know what? I don't think you're not supposed to. I don't think.
You're not supposed to record.
I'm pretty sure you'd need like some sort of
God, I know you're
press
there's famous people there.
thing.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean, you can take pictures and shit, but as far as videos, I'm pretty sure you can't do that.
Maybe I could do it outside. And
or we can sit there and just do an audio only.
Yeah. Just do interviews that way. We could do it outside and then shoot in the background. Have it in the background, like backdrop thing. Let's do it that way.
Or sit there and do like a before we get in there, talk shit.
That's what I was thinking, like something like that.
And then sit there and just maybe like pan in, like no sound, and then just pan to people and costumes and shit like that, and then come out. Well, what did you think?
Right. Yeah.
So, well, what did you think? It's interviewing people getting out. It's like, dude, I want to get out this makeup. Man.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sticky, bro. It's like what?
My eyes are burning.
Right. Can't feel. I can't feel my face. All right, well, guys, as always, thank you guys for listening. We're back on our week-to-week schedule since we're thawed out, so we'll be here visually. But as always, thank you guys for listening. You can check us out, obviously, on OAF Discusions, youtube.com/OAF Discussions. Join the subscribers, talk to the subscribers. There's people from all over the fucking places. Subscribe to them because there's a bunch of other like creators and guys that do streaming and stuff that have subscribed to the channel, and we appreciate it. So yeah, all that good jazz. Anything else we need to plug? I always forget.
No, he'll come back to us.
YouTube is the main thing. Comment, send us oafdiscussions@gmail.com. If you want to drop us a topic, tell us we suck, whatever, argue with us. Send us an email. They come straight to my phone, so if I'm at work, I will see them and probably chuckle a little bit and whatever and respond as quickly as possible. As always, I'm Kid Swift.
This is Thoroughbred Webb.
And we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.